Hey, what's up, you guys? Miss QT Style here, and I just wanted to come and ask those of you who believe in prayer to say a prayer for my family, my friends, and all the people in the southern Gulf Coast states that has been hit or will be hit by Hurricane Isaac. I'm wearing my zebra fleur de lis today to represent for my state, to know that let them know that I'm with them in prayer and in spirit and in thought. I have family down there. My brother is there, my aunt, all my family and friends, you know, down there. You know, people have been putting pictures on Facebook and stuff, and I'm looking at how the houses are underwater, the cars are underwater, and it's so familiar to me because I've been through many hurricanes when I lived down there, where we had to evacuate and, you know, leave our homes. And sometimes we stayed home. And I know, you know, sometimes I hear people who don't go through or don't know what it's like to go through a hurricane and stuff. I hear them say, why don't they just leave? Well, sometimes you just can't leave because you're not in a financial place to leave. I know right now, if I was there financially, I couldn't just up and leave and go rent no hotels anywhere. I probably would have had to go by family in Texas or Atlanta. But you know, you have to have food, you have to have water. You don't know, it's an indefinite stay. You know, some shelters offer food, but it's so many people there, and you're in a line. So it's not that easy to just pick up and go. We want to leave, but it's not that easy because people ain't sitting on. You know, how many of you all who think that, or people who think that, have money just sitting aside for a hurricane, for when a hurricane comes? Not many of us. So sometimes we don't leave, but when we know that it's going to be really, really bad, we leave. Like my brother and them, I think they went to Mississippi, and I see some of my family and friends sending in Texas and stuff like that. But my family and friends down there, y'all know, like I put on Facebook, one thing about Southern folk is they take a licking and keep on ticking. We fall down, but we get up. Katrina was devastating. You know, a lot of people lost lives. I know this probably was scary because it probably brought back memories of that. Because just looking at that water, you know, and the pictures on the news, it just brought back memories. So I wasn't there when it happened. I was about to visit, but I'm just looking and just was wondering, you know, is everybody I know okay? Did some of my family and friends die in that? You just never know, just looking, you know, until you hear from them. Mind you, the phone lines and everything was down. So, like I said, if you can say a little prayer for my people, for our people down south. I understand that the eye of the storm was, and that's the kind of worst part, the eye of the storm was right over where I used to live at too, in St. Charles Parish. So they've been hit already. I see my homeboy, he put some stuff up on Facebook. Their house is pretty much, the windows covered. It's not over the roof, but the windows are covered. And you know, so that's devastating to just lose your stuff. I mean, it's almost like going through like a fire or something and losing all your stuff. So y'all can say a little prayer. I'm praying for them, praying all day, been praying last night, and we'll continue to say prayers for them. And I thank y'all in advance. See, I want to come back on, y'all. Steve Harvey, let me turn the radio down, is on the radio acting like Sister Odell, you know, and I love the Steve Harvey morning show, but he just said what I just said. He was like, I can't pray. He was acting as Sister Odell, and he was like, I can't pray for people who don't want to evacuate and save themselves. See, it's easy for him to say because he got a bank full of money. You know, don't get me wrong, I love Steve Harvey, I love the show, but if you have no money, how you gonna leave? Are you gonna just leave along the way, driving and run out of gas and just sit and wait for Isaac on the side of the street? I think it would be better to be in your house or some kind of shelter instead of in a car broke down or starving with kids. You got 3, 4, 5 kids, and you're trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? You only got food that probably can last you 2 weeks because you can't take meat and stuff out your freezers and stuff like that. See, that kind of to say that. And it's easy for people with money to say that because he can get up and go to China if he wanted to. But these people can't evacuate like that. Thank the Lord that, you know, like buildings like the Superdome and different buildings open up their doors to accept the people that can't evacuate out of their homes. You know, and they give food and all that, but all that is limited. It's limited, you know what I'm saying? Because so many people are there. So I was just wanted to come back on because he just said that, and that's I remember us as a child, you know, having to be evacuated. It was fun for the first day or two because we was in the you know, like in the they opened up a lot of schools too for evacuation, and we were in there with all our friends and family having fun, kids running around, adults talking, playing cards. But then after a day or two, when you want to take a hot bath and stuff like that, and when you hungry, you tired eating sandwiches and stuff, you tired sleeping on the floor and trying to you know, on pallets and trying to go to sleep, and other people got their kids running around. It's not fun. It's not a fun thing. So some people would just rather weather the storm in their homes if they can than to go to these shelters. But obviously this time they probably should have went, because I heard that they have to rescue some of the people out of their homes because of flood waters. I've been through hurricanes. I've been to the flood where I woke up in the middle of the night and stepped out of bed into knee deep in water. All I could do is grab my baby, and just so happened I was at my mother and I had apartments in the same place. Her apartment was downstairs, my apartment was upstairs, way in the back of the apartment complex. So I grabbed my baby and walking through that water, people hollering and crying, trying to get through the water. I'm dropping keys in the water because I was holding on to my baby tight. And my daughter was little at the time. And then, you know, homeboys and stuff helping us trying to get our baby. Thank God I had an upstairs apartment to go to because I don't know where the hell we would have been going. But, you know, anyway.